I'd like to welcome you to Te Awamutu Museum's exhibition From Morse to Messaging. This tells the story of post and telegraph history in the Waipa. From Morse to Messaging conveys an enormous change that happened from the late 1800s to today, when we go from communicating in Morse code, that's bips and beeps that are coded to represent a letter, to our cell phones and texting. This exhibition tells a history that has been lived out in many communities throughout New Zealand, but we've tried to put a twist on it that is unique to Te Awamutu in our district. In doing this, though, we've actually borrowed objects and material from around New Zealand, and we have to thank people like the Waipa Coast Museum just north of Wellington, and many of our local collectors such as Colin Pinkerton, Ashley Ball, people who have gathered together the heritage of the time. The exhibition was curated by Alan Hall, who is a local historian, and Alan has taken a rambling history and crafted it into a nice, orderly path through 160 years of history, and he's done a jolly good job. Most of the exhibition, as we'll see, starts off in 1855 and spreads through to the present day. We'll have a look at a few favourite points. We start off with the first postman, the very first postman in the Waipa District, who was Waipa District. Waipa actually went by foot from here to Auckland to carry our letters up to there and to bring mail back to Rangiowhia. Took him 2 days each way. We have things like early telegrams to the district. At first they were hand printed, and then gradually as time went on they were printed by machine. If we move round to this area, we'll see some of the history of the early telephones. We'll see that the very early exchanges involved pulling plugs out and putting them in, and this is the manual exchange that many people were familiar with from earlier in the 1900s. And we have one of the exchanges over here that people can actually handle and telephone from this telephone to that one. And somebody can sit at the exchange and operate it. As we come up to today, we look at the development of cell phones. And we have the first cell phone that was sold in the Waikato, the brick phone, which is the Motorola 8000X. Now this phone was sold for $6,000 to the CEO of the Dairy Board. He worked up in Hamilton, and when he bought it, there was no cell phone coverage to operate it. He was like any high-flying businessman, and he used to spend a lot of time up in Auckland, and when he went up there he wanted to be up there with the best of them and have a cell phone to use with the very spotty coverage that there was up in Auckland. So we're quite proud to have not the exact phone but a similar one in our collection now. I'm going to show you some of the interactive material that we have here. In order to give people an idea of what Morse code is and how it works, we've set up a computer program that allows you to translate. So you can look over my shoulder and we'll put something in here and we'll translate it. And if you look down here, these dots and dashes are what would have been played out on a Morse key, and to get a sound of what it would be like